Hi guys, welcome to this video. So this is about your ancient knowledge. So what you've been learning through lifetime and lifetime that you're taking with you into this lifetime. So I did the readings already, and I feel like it's a lot about how you function in the world and kind of like your spirit and yeah, a lot of good stuff. It's very, yeah, and what can help you also if you're struggling. So it was very interesting actually, because yesterday I did the 3 first piles, and this reading was, I wanted to use this flower again because it was so beautiful, but then today it was already kind of like, so, I don't know how do you say that? Falling apart. Now it's not good, right? So I had to pluck another flower. So there's another flower. This flower is for the 3 first videos, and then this flower is for the last video. So yeah, you're gonna notice that if you choose one of the first 3. Anyways, so this is just, yeah, I loved doing this reading actually. It was very interesting, and just love channeling messages like this. Yeah, I think that's enough for the intro. I'm done for the day. It's just, yeah. So if you haven't picked your pile yet, put the video on pause, because we're gonna jump to pile number 1 now. Pile number 1. You chose this heart. So I'm gonna call this group the ancient wisdom of love. Yeah, let's see what your ancient wisdom is. I actually started recording, and I'm gonna take the first card. I only got like 2 minutes in, and then there was like a pop-up on my phone, and I didn't realize, because I'm focused here, I'm not focused on the screen. And so there was like, it just cut off the video, and I don't want to go back in. I just want to start over, I think, so I can keep the flow and the energy. But there might be a message here of you feeling cut off, like if you have a progress in life, or if you're trying to share your ancient wisdom and stuff like that, you may feel like it's something stopping it, and you're getting cut off all the time or multiple times. We'll look into that. I'm just gonna check. Yeah, this was the first card, and it was music, and it was, yeah, what I was saying was, again, remember, this is a general reading, so if maybe this card doesn't pertain to you, but the other cards does. But music, like in your ancient wisdom, could be, yeah, I'm thinking of like Native Americans, Celtic music, the flutes and the drums, and yeah, I was talking about cooling. Yes, like that just came to me, like in Sweden. I'm from Denmark, so the neighbors to me, to my country, is Sweden. And in Sweden, they have cooling. I don't know if I pronounce it right, but cooling is when it's like singing almost. It's beautiful. So that is, again, ancient wisdom. They back in the day, when they had to call the cows home, because the cows was roaming out right in the fields, having free range, they discovered that instead of just calling the cows, cooling would travel further. So cooling is like high-pitched noises, but it almost sounds like singing. It's very clear and very high-pitched. It's beautiful. Yeah. I also talked about producers and composers and stuff like that. So you might not be singing, you might not be playing a musical instrument, but you're still a part of getting that healing out there as a composer or a producer, or whatever, right? But there's definitely something here. And also, to me, I have nothing of this, but to me, there's still some ancient wisdom in music, and that I connect very deeply with music. So that might be for you as well. Let's see what the next one is. Environmentalist. I want to take, crystals. Wow, you guys. Okay. This is very interesting. So I feel like these go very well together, and almost feels like the music here is vibrating out into the environment and the crystals, right? Because it feels like it's all vibrations. Like music is vibration. We know this from physics. Sound is vibration hitting your eardrum that sends the signal to the brain, that then interprets the music, right? And so like we know that crystals, or at least us in the spiritual community knows that crystal has vibrations as well. We use crystal also in technology. We use clear quartz in technology such as phones and televisions to enhance the signal. And of course, like the environment, like the nature is full of beautiful, beautiful vibration. You know, that low, getting you low. It's not low frequent vibration. It's that it lowers your. I think it's cortisol and stuff like that. Everything that's, you know, stress related in you and your body. Like when you get out into nature, it lowers that. It brings you down. Right? It grounds you. So there's something, it feels like a range here, like this high end, very potent, like crystal has energy of changing and stuff like that. And then we have the environment, the nature, right? That is like very grounding and subtle and steady, calm energy, right? So it goes like high to this low, and then the music in the middle being like the one that feels like that's where it comes from, right? Or that's where it comes together, maybe more like. So the nature and the crystals, the low and then the high end, it goes together and creates music somehow. Wow, that's really maybe there's some poets in here. That's very like poetry, isn't it? I think it is. Okay, what should we do next? I'm feeling these three. TikTok. Not that TikTok, like TikTok. Deep knowing. Wow. Yeah. And why? Wow, this is interesting, you guys. Oh, you can't see those cards. Sorry, I just realized. I'm not looking at the screen. Okay, I'm gonna put them here. I usually have the decorations off to the side, so I have more room up here. But we're gonna put the other cards over here, I think. But this is interesting because it's like it's talking deeper into these cards individually. Like, so with the nature here, with why, it's kind of like, why are we so disconnected from nature? Why have we cut off all we know? Why are we not in the cycles of nature anymore? Right? I was just talking with my friend earlier this day. I'm sorry, just a second. I'm so excited to doing this reading. So I get a little carried away. Yeah, and then my speech get a little nonsensical, I think. Earlier today, I was talking to a friend about that in wintertime, really, we should be working less because of, you know, the or at least where we live and in the northern hemisphere. Like I'm from Denmark and Europe and stuff like that, or like Northern America and Asia, whatever. Like we have the clock of in wintertime, it's the sun goes down, I think around 4 is when it's really midwinter, right? And then it doesn't come up again till next morning, maybe like 8, 7:30 maybe. So it's dark a lot of the time. And if we were listening to our body, and if we were living in the cycle of nature, then we would be working less in the winter time because the body needs more rest, right? Like everything in like the trees shedding their leaves and going into rest, and like there's no flowers, animals are going into hibernation or they're flying, birds are flying to other places. You know what I'm saying? That there's this why, and this is brilliant actually. So there's this book here with the wings on it, and it feels like saying, why have we let go? To me, books are knowledge. Why have we let go of this knowledge, right? You still have this ancient knowledge, and I feel like it's very hard for you actually to live in this world where it's just like, we have to be more efficient, we have to work harder, we have to work more, we have to make more money. Everything is so expensive now. Like you can't keep up, right? more and more stress, and people are getting sick, and yeah, it's just, it feels like you are in your core just like, what are you guys doing? Like, what are we doing? It just seems so unnatural to you to be living in this way, because you have this ancient knowledge of living with nature. And that might even go as far as, growing your own crops. Maybe you're a farmer, but more like, in your own garden and providing for your own household and stuff like that. Because to me, I'm just sitting with this feeling of, this is just nonsense. Like, what are we doing? But you can't not do it. Like, there's not enough of you, or me, I'm on your team, but there's not enough of us to really change it, because the ones who's paddling on in that stressful environment are saying, well, we can't slow down now, then everything will collapse, right? We have to make more. And yeah, so there's this feeling of what's going on. And then the counterpart, which is very interesting, we have the TikTok here underneath the crystals, which was the high vibration energy, right? So there's a feeling here, your ancient knowledge is like, there's a kind of you're feeling like, oh my God, guys, could you not, like, this is annoying. Why are you making us live like this? Like, we don't want to be part of that hamster wheel theme thing you got going on over there, but you're not panicking. Right? And because there's something about your ancient knowledge knowing that TikTok, the high vibrations are coming, right? There's the high vibration that the crystals represents are like saying, well, change are coming, like, because there's a breaking point in everything, right? When you like, even if you see the lifetime that we're living in now. So let's say the last 100 years, that's gone very rapidly fast, right? And especially after the internet got to us and social media and stuff like that, it's just been a very rapid pace that's gone faster and faster and faster every year. And, a lot of disasters, but also a lot of inventions, and it's really like stuff are happening, right? It's crazy. And so if we put that into the cycle of life, in the medicine wheel with the seasons, so we could say the last couple 100 years has been since the Big Depression, I would say. So maybe the last 75 years or something like that. When was I think that's more accurate. Has been more like a summer, right? Everything there's growing and flourishing, but there's also a lot of weed flourishing, and there's not a lot of control with that. But then over here, there's a beautiful harvest and vegetables and fruits and flowers, everything is growing. So at some point, TikTok, it's going to become winter, right? We're going to get into a big, like, depression again or something like that. Or there's going to be a war on in our area of the world or whatever, right? And these things change people, and they change the way we live, because we have to make new inventions. We have to find a new way to do things because this stopped working, right? So I feel like there's this knowledge, like this is just kind of annoying, because you just really want to live with nature, in harmony with nature. But there's also like this, but I know it's not going to last this way that we're doing it now, so I'm just kind of waiting for the curtains to fall, right? And then in the meantime, there's this deep knowing of just creating something beautiful as music, right? Or whatever you do in your life that kind of like sparks the world in some way, right? I just made a video about Your Light. If I remember, I'll link it in the description box below, but that could be like, go watch that afterwards. It's brilliant. It's about how you light up the world with your light, right? So that could be like, there's not a powerful music not as I recall, but there's other ways to light up the world and people around us. Okay, let's see what else we got. Oh, these two. No, this, okay. Animals, beautiful. I'm gonna put that over here with the environmentalist, because that goes so well with nature, right? And I feel like this is again the slow, more slow moving, down to earth, grounding energy, like animals and the connection with animals. And that's so simple, right? Some of you might even be a animal telepather, like really being able to communicate with animals, or at least your own if you have your own pets, right? And there's just something so soothing and grounding about having relationships with animals. Okay, and then this one. The Hanged Man. Yes, interesting. Also, again, out in nature, you're just waiting here, right? The Hanged Man is a waiting position. But that's a fun thing. That usually the Hanged Man is hanging by, well, he's on I think a crotch actually, but maybe it's a branch. But he's hanging in the branch by he's bound by some string. You're not bound, right? You're playing, and you're in the sunshine. You're making the best of things, and you're just waiting. It's so interesting. Okay, these two. Lotus flower unfoldments and autumnal equinox. So the autumn equinox. Again, like equinox is the autumn equinox. Let me just think here. That is like when day and night is the same time throughout the day. So I was talking about winter. There's a lot of dark hours throughout the day. In the summer, there's a lot of light. So equinoxes are when the time of day and time of night is exactly the same. So there's an autumn equinox and there's a spring equinox. And unfoldment, so equinox, right? It's a turning point because we're going from the summertime where there's more light hours in the day than dark hours, and into the wintertime where there's more dark hours than light. So it's a turning point, and there's going to be an unfoldment here. So I feel like you're really going to flourish when the world is changing, right? When the world finally wakes up, is what I want to say. And we get through that equinox actually in the world, like I was explaining, right? The medicine wheel of life, really, that we're in the summer now, but we're moving towards autumn that turns into winter. So it doesn't have to be as bad as the Big Depression. It doesn't have to be as bad as war and stuff like that. But it's going to be an autumn at least where we figure out, okay, there's a turning point, right? There's now going to be more bad things than good things if we keep doing this. Oh, we already know this, but the environment and stuff like that, they've been warning us for years. But there's going to be that turning point when we go off the cliff, so to say, right? There's point of no return. Like, we have to make a exceptional drastic change right now, or the planet's going to, like, die, right? Like, it's going to be like something big. And I feel like the spiritual people, we know it's coming, but we're not really sure when. I guess most of us, but we know it's coming. We know this isn't sustainable the way we're living. And, the rich just keeps going and paddle, do more, stress more, work more, stuff like that, right? And we're just sitting here in our hangman position, enjoying our animals and nature and our music and our crystals, and just have this deep knowing of, our time to unfold is going to come when, things change. And so there's like this, I feel, patience in you. Like there might be some times or periods of time that you're frustrated about this, but you're making it work, and you don't have to go down that path or route that the paddle people are doing, right? Like, you're not going, I feel like you found a way to be in this world without going down with stress. Like, you might already had stress, and so that's why now that's not working for you, right? And so you're just waiting. But there's this, you're waiting in patience because there's a deep knowledge that it's going to come. And it's going to come in our lifetime. So, yeah. And in the meantime, you're just filling the world like with music, crystals, nature, animals, everything beautiful, right? Yeah. Go watch that Your Lights video. I think you would love it, because that would just, I think it's so nice to sometimes just hear, sometimes we just need to hear all the good stuff about us, right? People saying, telling us, remembering, you know, how do you say that? Like helping us remember who we are and all the good stuff we do, I feel. Yeah, I think that would be good for you. So, you guys, pile number 1, that's what I got for you. I do personal readings. If you're interested in that, I'm gonna link in the description box below. And if you like this video, if it resonated with you, please give the video a thumbs up, because then we can get out to more people who needs to hear this. And until next time, take care. Pile number 2. Let's see what your ancient wisdom is. You chose this. Yeah, I should really have Googled that before I started this video. I know the Danish word, but like, is it a mollusk? Like, it's a petrified ancient sea creature thingy that used to be, I guess, soft. But yeah, now it's not. Now it's a rock, right? But it's beautiful. Look at that. So I want to call this group the wisdom as ancient as, I kind of want to say the earth, right? Because it's calcified and it's really like, could be like 1 million years old. We don't know. So this is, yeah, very nice, good old ancient. So let's see what we got here. I want to do the, yeah, definitely want to do the chakras first. Oh, I remember these. Yeah, I remember these for shuffling. I think it's, yeah, I think that's pile. Oh, this is interesting. Okay, I'm going to do them all 3 at once, because this is like surprise. Ta-da! Okay, I'm going to show you something, you guys. Just a second. I'm just going to put my water here. I can put it here. So, oh, could actually, oh, there's a small bird outside. That's so cute. Yeah, I'm just going to do it like this, I think. Just going to take a 3rd card. So all these are the same chakra. It's the crown chakra, and there's like, I think there's 4 cards of each chakra, and then there's Earth Star chakra and Soul Star chakra. There's 4 cards of those as well. So there's a lot of cards in this deck, right? And so you basically got 3 out of 4 crown chakra. I mean, that's, if that ain't ancient wisdom, I don't know, honey. That is crazy. Wow. You got I am present, you got spiritual awakening, and you got peace. I'm just gonna put them like here in the middle. Yeah, we need more cards, because this is like, whew, ancient. Okay, what else do we need? I think we want these 3. Attraction with, what's that, parsley. I usually do like my decorations out here, so I'm struggling a bit in this reading. But this file was just so beautiful. I just wanted to, yeah, put it here. So flow with ginkgo and dreams with California poppy. I need more cards, but flow, that like, we can do this, I think. I think that's okay. It's just not much imagery on these plant card thingies. I feel like this, like, herbal, there might be some angel wisdom in the herbal world for you. Like, meaning like you know, there's some part of you that knows, oh, if I drink dandelion tea, it's gonna clean my liver and it's gonna cleanse my body, right? Might be something about that. Oh, we're gonna do this one. Spirit of fire. Yes, I feel like this is a reading where I need all the cards out. That is very rare, actually. Usually I just pull them like one by one. Never ending story. I'm gonna put this here. What else we got? Regeneration. Wow. I'm gonna put that underneath the fire, because that goes so well together. And eagle communion. 2 of Pentacles balance. Wow. Like, I don't even know where to put this. Just a second, you guys. It feels to me like there's so much here. Like there's like this feeling of I don't want to say my head exploding. It's not, but it's like there's so much that I can't really get, that my head is just blank, actually. And so meaning that I don't feel that there's anything. This is so weird. Never ending story. Communion, I'm not even sure what that is, but eagle spirit, right? That's just like that's the king bird. No bird flies higher than the eagle. No bird has the eyesight of the eagle. Like, this is a great, big, huge animal. It's very spiritual. Sitting here with a Native American, right? Also, to me at least, very spiritual people. Very, very knowledgeable, also with the ancient knowledge, right? Give me just a second, guys. I'm just gonna feel free to interpret your own. I think there's some messages for yourself, like for you to interpret in these cards as well. So feel free to do that while I get the bigger picture. Oh yeah, I remember now. When I was doing this pile, like when I was shuffling for the cards, every time I came to this pile, it was so humble. Like the energy from this pile was so humble. I'm asking every time I shuffle, like I have the 4 decks, the 4, how do you say that? Piles. I laid out in front of me, and then I have set a deck of cards. And then I asked the piles who wants, for this reading I did it like that, who wants cards from this deck, right? And then there were some of them like, yes, this is for me, very screaming and very loud. And then I asked this one, like, do you want cards from this? And it was like, yes, please. Very, very humble, very grounded, very like, I can't even, guys, like tree energy, right? The energy of a tree that is just rooted where it is and knows who it is and knows its community, and it just like, doesn't feel the need to shout. There's nothing wrong with that. The other piles was just enthusiastic, which is also a very good thing. But there's this, the balance here. And that unbelievable energy of like, I am presence, right? This is the feeling I have of this pile. The piece of it, like that. Your ancient knowledge is being present. And I feel like your ancient knowledge. You guys. Your ancient knowledge is about transmuting things in the spiritual awakening here, like creating flow, so regeneration. And spirit of fire is about transformation, right? Fire is transformation, fire is passion, fire is igniting something, right? Bringing heat to the cold, bringing light to the dark, like this, like some kind of never-ending, I don't want to say thirst, but kind of, thirst for knowledge, thirst for going deeper, like, I just want to be like, yes, we're going deeper inside. I'm learning stuff about myself. Like, yes, I love it. Like going, like every time you learn something about yourself, it's like my roots are growing deeper. I'm being stronger. It doesn't even have to be a good thing, right? Maybe you found out you had a lot of pride. And being a little, I know better than you, because maybe you do a lot of times, but not all the time. But like your ancient knowledge also has that humble energy, right? So deep within you, you can kind of, this is so interesting, you guys. Wow, this is interesting. Like you can kind of pull up that knowledge when you're not distracted by the world. Okay, does that make sense? So let's say you have like a situation with a coworker and he's being like a right ass, right? You don't like him and you're sick and tired of him, and he always keeps talking about himself, and he's complaining a lot, talks about other people behind their back, blah, blah, blah. you don't like him. You don't want to use energy on people like that. You don't even want to be near it, right? So the service level you, like the more human part of you, would be like, what an asshole. And you might even start talking about him behind his back, essentially doing the same thing as he's doing, right? Complaining about him. He's complaining, he's talking about people behind their back. So you're complaining about him, talking about him behind his back to other co-workers who don't like him either. And then, well, yeah, we get some kind of community with those co-workers, right? Because we have something in common. But it's a kind of a human, that's such a human thing to do. Where your ancient knowledge is, much more like going back to that grounded and say, releasing it. And like that angel, you can dig into this, like whatever situation it is, like in relationships, stuff like that. If people are giving you a hard time, if they're being idiots or anything, you have this ancient knowledge to dig deep and go with peace. And I feel like it's just like kind of like a mirror reflecting. You don't have to say anything. It's just inside of you knowing that, oh my God, that person, like, you might even pity them because you know the reason why they're talking about behind other people's back or complaining a lot of being an idiot. It's because they don't feel well. Hurt people, and they're not doing great inside. But you don't have the savior complex where you're trying to save them and trying to, or you might. That again is the more human side of you. That's the ego, right? The more proud part of us being humans, like, oh, I know how to fix you, or I can help you, or I can, it's not, you're not thinking it that way, but if we try to fix other people, that's just not our business, right? So there's this ancient knowledge, like, and I'm even here, you should dig into it deeper, like more often, because there's this, I can say this, I don't know if I can say, I created this deck, right, this tarot deck, and I'm in love with almost every picture, but this is just like, look at this, you guys. These girls are beautiful, fairies in nature, balancing. Yeah, so she's up and she's down, but in a minute it's the other way around, but they're still there, right? And it's calm. It's just beautiful. I just love this imagery. And that's so you. This is the I am presence, right? That just being in life, being in the balance, seeing things from a bigger perspective, right? With the ego. And I feel like this is a never-ending story in the way that you have to learn this and do it again and again and again throughout your life. So the sooner that you realize that you have this knowledge, ancient knowledge that you can draw upon, right? Where you can change things. Fire is changing, right? And regeneration, like things can grow from the ash again. So you might have even been in situations like you lost your home, or you lost your partner, a divorce, you lost your job, whatever it is, like you've been sick, right, for a long time, or something like that. Something major like hitting you, and it's hurtful and it's hard, but you can transmute it, right? You can, from the ash, you can grow something new, and there's going to be a new part of you. This is going to be new version of you, like the core parts are always going to be the same, right? But you're grown now. You're bigger, and that's also here with the spiritual awakening. Like I feel like there's always a thirst for getting deeper. There's always a thirst for more knowledge, right? How can I do this better? But also in there, I feel like it's untapped. Like it's so funny because pile number one was I feel like very tapped into the ancient wisdom. I feel like you're untapped, like you're not tapping into your ancient wisdom. Attraction and dreams and flow, right? Attracting your dreams by creating a flow. So there's something we want in life, and how, again, with fire creation, how can we create a flow that is attracting the dreams into my existence as it is, right? So some of you might do something with manifestations that's not really, to me, that's misunderstood, but that's well, I wouldn't say that's misused, I want to say, but that's, you know, every person to their own. If you're into manifestations, that's cool too. But there's something untapped here. Communion. I need to Google this. Okay, let's see what it says here. It comes up with that Christian worship, you know, communion, eating the body of Christ and drinking the blood and wine and bread, right? But it also says the sharing or exchanging of intimate thoughts and feelings, especially on a mental or spiritual level. So I'm guessing, well, I could just read the guidebook, but I really never do that. Yeah, I'm guessing that's the sharing. I feel like he's sharing. There's a communion here. They are sharing deep thoughts and feelings, and how does this? I feel like there's more here. You know that feeling? I feel like there's more. There's something I'm missing, and I'm not. Usually, I would be like, "Oh, we need more cards," but we don't need more cards. There's just something. There's something about this communion. There is something about this communion. Seeing the light. Oh, this is interesting. Okay, so I feel like this is you, like in your human form, and this is like the spirit, the knowledge, the ancient knowledge. And there needs to be, like, there's a gap, you see. So let's imagine the eagle come land next to him or on his thigh or something like that. Maybe not on his thigh. I think that would hurt a lot with this huge claws, but next to him. It's getting there. But it's you as a human that needs to reach into this ancient knowledge, right? And your ancient knowledge is peace and the I am presence. That's a chant, I believe. Like when you can do a meditation and your focus point would be I am present. So every time you lose your focus, the thoughts go somewhere else. You can think to yourself, I am presence, like to return to your body, right? So some use breath as the focus point, for example, or something to look at when they're doing the meditations. But this could also be a thing like chanting, right? You can keep saying it as chanting. Yes, okay, that was definitely what was missing because I don't feel it anymore. So this is very interesting. So this ancient wisdom that you have, you don't use it enough. I feel like you have tapped into it. I feel like it's showing me that there's like a long and bendy road. How do you say that? There's a long and bendy road from you, the human you are, to the ancient wisdom that is within you, that you brought with you through so many lifetimes, right? That your soul has. It's like there's a kringle way. So you don't go there very often because the way there is like, it has many twists and turns, so it's hard to get there, I feel. But they're showing me like there's a shortcut. So for some of you, the shortcut is meditation. For some of you, the shortcut is in food, I'm feeling. So we're going to get some cards on that, actually. I have, this is a deck I made as well, Heal Your Body. This deck and my tarot deck with the fairies is just for me. I don't know, I might put it in production if enough people, because it's crazy expensive, you guys, to produce these cards. But if, like I did with my shadow cards, those were also just for me, but enough person were just like, can we buy those? So in the end, I just, yeah, you know, there's enough. I guess I should put them into production, and I sold a lot of them actually. Anyhow, let's see. For those of you, this is a general reading, so it's not all of you. For those of you that there might be something, the straightforward road to your ancient knowledge where it's food. Let's see. This is a medical medium inspired, so the knowledge of the medical medium Anthony William, which is how I personally healed my body from a lot of chronic pain. That's a story for another video, I think. Yeah, focus on the nervous system. Okay, so there's definitely something about calming the nervous system. I think I'm gonna, if this food thing sounds like, yeah, this might be something for you, I'm gonna link below some links to the medical medium so you can look into it. And I'm gonna link like the things for the nervous system. I'm gonna link the different foods that's here as well. Okay, so something for the nervous system. So it's, yeah, so what is keeping you, some of you at least, from that direct path? The reason why it's so crinkly, the reason why it's so twist and turn is because your nervous system isn't calm. And that's the funny thing, because when you get into that ancient knowledge that you have, which is peace and I am presence, then your nervous system starts to heal. So you need to take this shortcut by calming your nervous system for enough time for you to get in there. Does that make sense? I can't really tell you. I'm guessing that's because it's different for everyone how to get in there. So let's say meditation isn't working for you because your nervous system is too high. So you need to eat something that calms the nervous system. Like avocados, for example, is according to the medical medium, calming to the nervous system. And when it's calm, lemon balm is another one. Make some lemon balm tea, for example, calms the nervous system. And when the nervous system is calm, like say 30 minutes after you've eaten or you drink the tea, 30 minutes to an hour, you can do the meditation, whatever you prefer, and then there's a clear path. That's kind of what they're showing me. Yeah. Radishes. That's interesting. I don't know much about radish according to the medical medium, but I'd have chosen it for reasons put in here because I feel there's something important, and especially the leaves. So I'm going to link that below as well. And then focus on your cardiovascular health. Oh, I just had to Google that. I did these cards a couple of years back. Cardiovascular health is the heart, and the everything pertaining to that with the blood. I guess that's called the blood vessels. I don't know. Not saying that there's something wrong with your heart or anything like that, but this might be like maybe a tendency to high blood pressure or anxiety or something like that is what I'm thinking. And I feel like for if this resonates with you, there's some healing in vegetables, green vegetables, not just broccoli. But I'm going to link more information down below if this resonates. Yeah. Wow, it feels like then inside of me it was like, yeah, that's it. We're done. That's all you needed to know. But, which is kind of weird because it's a general reading and, you're all different. Your ways into that path is all different. Yeah, it's, okay. They're saying to me, but this is what I get because there's so many of you. Like this was important because there's important information in healing with the food. And for some of you, you needed to learn about medical medium and start your own journey with that. Or at least, just take a look at it. Take what you can use from it, but there's something here that was so important. And the rest of you where this doesn't really resonate, there's so many other options or roads to take because there's different people watching that they can't give me all that options, then the video would never end. So we all have our own different shortcut. To that inner ancient knowledge. But it's a beautiful energy. I feel it's very humble, it's very peaceful, it's very, again, the I am present. And transmuting, right? Regenerating, creating. And the earlier you get to that, I feel, with this card, the earlier you get that shortcut, the easier it's going to get throughout life, because it's a never-ending story. You're going to keep getting... I feel like you get triggered more than most people. Not to say that something's wrong with you or you're too sensitive or anything like that. I feel that's... I feel it's your path in life. I feel like you know a lot. And I feel you can be a little too proud sometimes, or prideful, or, above others. You know what I'm saying? Like, you might not think to yourself that you're better than others, but there might be something like, I have this knowledge and I know there's something wrong with you. Kind of like, I don't know how to explain it, but there is some kind of, because you've experienced so many times that you were right, then it kind of becomes like a thing that your truth is the only truth, and you have to dismantle that, is what I'm hearing. You only know your own truth. And yeah, you might know other people's truths, but it's not your business, all right? It's not your business. You need to stay on your own island, not mingle with other people's, Yeah, tend to your own garden, stay in your own lane. All these synonyms that they're saying to me. Like, use your knowledge for something better, like going deep within, right? To find your own peace and presence, instead of like projecting it outside of you to meet some insecurity in you, that if you feel better than others because you don't feel better than others. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, so, like, maybe you don't even know you're doing this, but you sometimes maybe can have the tendency to step on people to hire yourself. I'm just throwing it out there. Don't be mad at me, okay? Again, it's a general reading. Take what resonates, but I'm just saying, be careful of that, because that's going to make you further away from this ancient knowledge. Okay, so they're telling me now to stop talking. The guides and the angels and the universe and whatever. So I'm going to stop here. But I do personal readings, and there's information in the description box below if you're interested in that. And as a favor, if I would like you to, if this reading resonates, give this video a thumbs up, because then we can get out to more people who needs to see this, algorithm and stuff. And I do really want to help people, so that would be a great help. Yeah, thanks for watching, and until next time, take care. Pile number three. Sorry. You chose the crystal angel aura. How do you say it? Crystal quartz angel aura is what this is called. I don't know if you could see it. Like, it has this kind of metallic shine to it. So I want to call this pile knowledge as ancient as magic. I feel like this representing magic very well. It's beautiful. So yeah, I definitely want to do the chakras first. Let's see what ancient, I can't say this. Why can't I say this, guys? Let's see what ancient knowledge. Yeah, I just have to slow down there. Let's see what ancient knowledge. It's difficult because I'm excited about this reading. It just came to me like today, right? A couple hours ago. I want to do this topic, and I just get so excited. So let's see what you got. We got sacral chakra, relationship. Wow, universal light. This is a soul star chakra. So to you who don't know, we got the basic chakras, like the root chakra, sacral chakra, solar plexus, heart chakra, throat chakra, third eye chakra, and the crown chakra. And then we have the soul star chakra, which is outside of our body, connecting us to the universe, right? And we have the earth star chakra, again outside of our body, but below our feet. This is above our head, below our feet, and connecting us to the ground. So that is, yeah, ancient. Yeah, let's say ancient, definitely. Dreams, third eye chakra, flexibility, again with the sacral chakra. I need more cards, I'm feeling. This is like a lot, actually, already, because it's like it's 3 different chakras. We need this one. Prosperity. I'm gonna put that underneath universal light. Can you see it? I hope you can. What else? We've got 8 of Swords. Wow, yeah, underneath dreams. That makes sense, I guess. The Devil. Yes. Then we want this one. Acceptance. Wow. Okay, I love this because this is like, these are kind of explaining these cards in a bit, right? In a way. Okay, we're gonna start here. This is good. So we got the flexibility, sacral chakra, just underneath your belly button. Oh, sorry about the camera here. Just want to move, just a scooch, just gonna scooch it up a bit, just scoochy. So I really want, yeah, I can see, like, it's okay. We can do it like this. So flexibility, and underneath we have the Devil, and I love it. Like, I made this deck. It's a very fantasy deck, and so she's a succubus, right? Succubus preys on sexual energy, and she lures you in with that sexual energy. She lures you in with gold. She lures you in with light in the back, like, but that's not real light, right? It's just she's deceiving you. So there's something about, I feel like, not being flexible keeps you being pulled into something that's not good for you, right? The Devil is representing that is something that isn't good for you. Like, there's both cards, right? There's some light here. Oh, sorry, my hair. There's a light here waiting for you, and there's a light here waiting for you. But this is artificial light, and this is like the sun, right? What does it mean with the ancient wisdom? Oh, you've already done this a lot of times. Oh, okay. Some of you definitely did master it in this lifetime, realizing that if I'm not flexible, I'm gonna keep being pulled into this, because I have my, like, do you know what horses, they have like these, I don't know if that's even knowledge for a lot of people, but on horses you put these blinders kind of on the side. So this is the horse's head. And then you have the eyes, right, on the horse. And then they put some kind of blinders so the horse can still see in peripheral in front of them in where they're going. So people do that when they, like, on a carriage, the horse drawing a carriage, right? And I'm sorry, I just have to, this is just so much. Oh my God, there's so much here, guys. Anyways, so it's kind of like you have blinders on. And when you're not flexible, because you're like, oh, I need to earn a lot of money. This is tempting. Someone's tempting me with money, right? Oh, the sexual energy, I need to pursue that. I need to pursue the right woman or the right man, like being drawn in by that sexual energy. Or for a lot of women, they get like, when they have sex with a man, because of the oxytocin that is released, they bond with him, but he doesn't bond with, like, a lot of men doesn't bond. Men doesn't generally bond with women during sex unless they are have deep feelings for her, and it's something to do with testosterone and vasopressin and oxytocin. It's a longer story, but yeah, like, so women can be seduced by that sexual energy, like that oxytocin bonding hormone, when they sleep with a guy, and then be kind of like, again, with the blinders, right? So there's something about being more flexible and saying, like, this isn't working for me. I need to do things in another way, because you keep that thing with going in the same, like, it's getting into a rut. Right? How do you say that? It's just, a lesson in this lifetime, and the knowledge that you brought with you from so many lifetimes is, if I keep doing the same thing, I'm going to get the same thing. And I feel for some of you, you already know this. You already learned that that's just, I need to choose another path, right? Yeah. Eight of Swords underneath dreams. So I feel like there's dreams here, and literal dreams during nighttime, that you need to do some, you need to write them down and do some dream interpretation. You're not doing it, I feel. And because you're not doing it, you're binding yourself and blindfolding yourself. You have a huge, I was just talking about this in pile number 2, actually, like a shortcut into your ancient knowledge through your dreams. Like, your dreams are epic at telling you what's going on inside of you, what's going on a deeper level, how you can be flexible and change things. Like, your dreams is a massive help to you, but I feel like you're not doing it, and therefore you keep like this. And she's a succubus as well, actually. So you keep being in this energy of with the blindfolds, right, walking into these traps of doing the same thing and giving the same outcome. So the solution to that is start dream interpretation. And you might not remember your dreams. Like, when I started dream interpretations, sometimes I had some dreams I remember, but not much. But when I started my dream journal. The first dream I wrote down, the only word I wrote was popcorn. That was the only thing I could remember from that dream. Next day, there was like 3 words. The day after that, there was like 2 sentences. And you guys, it took me only a few weeks, and then I was full on into remembering several dreams in big and vivid details that was like page up and page down when I woke up every morning, and I could start interpreting them. And dream interpretation is simple reading. So, like, for example, house. When you dream about a house, the house represents you. The different rooms in the house represent different things. So the bathroom is about cleansing. If you have a dream about you didn't get to the toilet, or you're on the toilet but you can't do your business, it's about that's about cleansing, right? Getting rid of the old stuff, as we do when we go on a toilet, like in real life. We get rid of old stuff, reused energy, right? It has to go down the drain. So when you're dreaming that you can't do that, or the toilet is flooding, another thing, like water representing emotions. So flooding of any kind of water would be like emotions overspilling. There's too many emotions. If you feel like you're drowning in emotions because you can't, like, they're taking over. A tsunami is a big wave of emotions, right? Stepping into a puddle is a saying that you can't, like, you're in a surface level of your emotions, right? Water representing emotions. Death in dreams represents transformation. Birth and pregnancy representing something new. So it doesn't mean you're pregnant. Could be some women dream that they're pregnant. Have you ever seen that one? Oh, that's so funny. Anyway, some people, some women dream that they're pregnant when they're pregnant, right? But and usually a lot of pregnant women has a lot of weird dreams, and don't do dream interpretation when you're pregnant. If you have weird dreams, that doesn't count. It's just the hormones, so don't worry about that. But like, any other time, you can do your dream interpretation. And so there's just so many, like, symbols, knowing the symbols, right? I could talk forever about this. It's so maybe I'll make a video about it. If you want a video about dream interpretations, I can do that with, like, the basics, and then you can get started. So let me know in the comments below if that makes sense and you would like that. So let's look at this universal light, this soul star chakra, and the prosperity. So she's kind of like dancing in money, right? In the lights. Okay, we're going to come back to that. They're saying relationships and acceptance. Again, with the sacral chakra that is right beneath your navel. Sacral chakra is our sexual energy. It's our creative energy. It's really a life force energy, right? And underneath it, you have acceptance. So I feel like this is the message that I feel like this pile, you're not very in tune with your ancient magic, ancient wisdom. Yeah, magic. And I feel like actually for a lot of you, you're very new to this spiritual journey. This feels like very new energy where you're still kind of blindfolded, right? And you haven't really awoken to your powers yet, or your like soul connection inside of you. So for some of you, you might have stumbled upon the spiritual, or you're still new in the spiritual and heard about twin flames. And I just want to say, I know it's intoxicating, and I know it feels like it makes a lot of sense and gives you a lot of answers, but twin flames is, for like 99% of the cases, spiritual bypassing. Spiritual bypassing is when we give a spiritual meaning to something instead of actually relating to the actual problem. So a lot of the things about these twin flames are we're meant to be, but it's hella toxic, right? It's hella toxic. And they might be abusive, or you might even be abusive because of something called reactive abuse. So when we're in an abusive relationship, we can become abusive because we're being pushed so much and being so torn down. But yeah, just twin flames in general is just hella toxic, you guys, because the other person, they're not on board, right? And just it's a spiritual bypass. Instead of being real with yourself and say, yeah, I know there's a lot of these feelings. There's actually a psychological reason for that. When you fall in love with someone and it's not really working out. So it's a lot of things going on with your childhood and your shadow sides and your love pattern and stuff like that. There's so many like psychological reasons to it. And this is just spiritual bypassing by putting this sticker on and say, oh, twin flame. No, but he's my twin flame. So yeah, I know he's not really, that's just because he hasn't awoken yet. No, honey, you're the one who's not awoken yet. Awaken, right? You're not awakened if you think this guy is your twin flame. If you think that this is supposed to be like you're two parts of the same. No, you're not, honey. I'm sorry. You're not the two parts of the same soul. You're not. You're two broken children in grown-up bodies that are attracted to each other's wounds. Okay. And there's some healing here, and that's what drew you in. But there's also a lot of triggers and a lot of wounds and a lot of damage. And you keep going in circles, and you keep being pulled in by this devil energy. You're keeping yourself blindfolded. Again, your dreams has so many answers for you. You need to meet yourself. And I know that's also like the twin flame readers also say, oh, but it's about connecting with yourself. And then they go on by doing readings about what he feels about you and what your souls and blah, blah, blah. Then how is that connecting with you? Right? I've seen readings, and I'm saying this because I was there, girl. I was there. And it's, yeah, that's why I'm so anti twin flames now, because, and it didn't even go wrong with me and him. It's just all this energy is so toxic. And I was so into watching tarot videos, like how does he feel about you, twin flame readings, blah, blah, blah. And the thing is that so many like of these twin flame readers are also like, but we have to release him. Don't be hung up on him. And then like the next card they pull is about how he feels about you. How are you not supposed to be hung up on him? You're feeding your ego, right? It's right, falling right into the devil. Be flexible. You need to, cold turkey is what I'm going to say to everybody who's in a twin flame relationship. Where it's not. I say like there's maybe 1%. Where it's fine, but that's not this pile. If you chose this pile and you're in a twin flame relationship, you're not that 1%, honey. I'm sorry, you're not. And I'm here. I know I'm giving it to you straight. I know you don't want to hear it. Some of you already turned off the video, but this is like, yeah, I'm sorry, it's tough love, but you need to hear it, okay? So moving on from that, when you have the acceptance card underneath, it's not the twin flame you need to accept or whatever. This is you. This is you kissing you. This is the masculine and the feminine coming together. in the sacral chakra of where the life energy is, right? Acceptance of oneself. And that is everything. Everything, okay? Everything you're ashamed of, everything you're talking bad to yourself or about yourself, like your weight, your looks, your knowledge, your intelligence, your maybe you're not funny enough, maybe blah, 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 blah. Whatever it is, you find a way to love that. Okay, this channel is for you. Go watch some of my other videos, like especially the shadow videos. I got playlists because this channel is for you. This is a self-development channel and this is 100% for you. You need to turn that inwards. Okay? Because this here is actually the only 2 cards representing, so far we got these cards as well, representing your ancient knowledge, universal light and prosperity. And that is very clear and forward energy, where all of this, like this here, it's so muddy, right? And when a twin flame energy is so muddy, you need this flexibility, go with the flow, right? Listen to your dreams, acceptance of every part of you. And that's what your dreams is going to help you do. Because you're going to realize with the dreams, it's going to tell you which part of you needs to be seen, heard, loved, and accepted, right? Make space for that inside of you. You can't make space for that in a twin flame relationship because all your focus is on them. You want them back. You want to know how they feel about you. Like all your energy is over there, right? Because they're feeding your ego and your wounded inner child. That's not going to work, right? You're putting a responsibility on another person. You need to lay that down. You need to find you. Healing in you. Acceptance is like the biggest, yeah. I almost feel like scolding you because I want to shake you. I want to make you wake up, right? I'm sorry, it's tough love, but I promise I can be really cute, really cool, really cool, really. I can be sweet too. I promise I can. Okay, books, option, leadership. Yes, girl, here we go. It's time to take action, to take leadership, take charge of the situation. This is you taking action of your life, taking leadership of your life. Do something about it, right? This is a new moon. And so that's a new era, new time. Oh, out with the old, out with the twin flame, out with the broken relationships. We don't need that. We don't want that, honey. That's just weed in your beautiful, beautiful garden. And we don't want that. We need something to make us flourish, make us accept ourselves. And when we're in relationship, it doesn't, let's just put away twin flames to one side here and just say any kind of relationship with your parents, relationship with friends, relationship with romantic partners. We are ping-ponging, we are mirroring ourselves in them. So if we have an inner wound that we're not good enough, then we're going to be a match to people who can confirm that we're not good enough. And if you want to heal, you need to release that. So that's why a lot of grown adults, children, release their parents. And a lot of the parents doesn't understand why, because the adult child has told them multiple times or tried to talk to them about what was going on, tried to talk to them about their childhood. And the parent just go into this victim mentality or, whatever. If you're that child, you would know. So, yeah, there's something here about relationships. And it's important that, because a lot of people have low self-esteem, has rejection sensitivity dysphoria. That means that you're very sensitive to rejection and criticism, but it also means, that's very important knowledge, it also means that you see rejection and criticism where there is none. Okay? That's important. So don't go cutting off people just yet. You have to discern with yourself and find out, is this person actually being critical and rejecting me? Like, for example, you're telling someone, let's say you have a mom and you didn't have the best relationship with her growing up. So as an adult, you're saying to her, Mom, something you did in my childhood actually really hurt me. If your mom is saying, oh, that's nothing, or that never happened, or, but I did the best I ever could. Like, are you saying I'm a bad parent? That's rejection. Let that sink in. She's rejecting your emotions. She's rejecting your reality, right? She's saying that's not true. Or she's deflecting, going into the victim mentality. Oh, but I'm such a bad mom, blah, blah, blah. So you have to be aware of that going forward. Now, this is your first lesson. Going forward, be aware of, are people really rejecting you? Like in this case, the mom here did. Or are you sensing a rejection because you are not straightforward? So in that case would be, you would really like a compliment from your boyfriend. And so you're dressing nicely, doing your makeup, you're making him dinner, like whatever, right? Because you're doing that not for a clear intention. You're not dressing for yourself or to make yourself feel hot. You're not cooking for him to be nice. Doing it because you want a compliment. And this is the tricky part, because usually we are not honest about it with ourselves. So it's hard to be honest with other people when we can't be honest with ourselves. So there's something here about, if you do all these things and your boyfriend don't give you a compliment, you are going to feel like he's rejecting you. But that is the rejection sensitivity dysphoria creating a lie. He's not rejecting you, but you're putting up, because you're making this scenario of, if I do this, this, and that, then he should be giving me a compliment. But that's not how the world works. No one's a mind reader, and we shouldn't be doing things to get things. If you want a compliment, you can say, hey, honey, I just really need a compliment right now. And he would be like, you got the most beautiful eyes in the world, and I love kissing your lips. You know, it's so straightforward. No play, no games. Like, and you're not, like, if you have the right people in your life, you're not going to get hurt. They're going to meet you, right? And that's the thing. Going forward, you have to dare to be straightforward, because that's where you can see if people are really rejecting you or not. And again, there's also the deeper part of, maybe there's something that's triggering them. Like, they shouldn't be triggered if you say, oh, I could really use a compliment right now. But they might get triggered if you say it like 10 times a day, because that's you and your anxious energy putting some responsibility on them. But it's okay if you say just once in a while, like, oh, or you're in a period of time right now that you could really need a hug, right? It's a hard time. So every day you say to your best friend, could I just get a hug today? Like, you know what I'm saying? Be straightforward. Yeah. So books and options. So you got options, honey. I would say go watch my channel. Like, it's free content and you will learn a lot about yourself and your intuition. If your intuition brought you to this pile and this resonates, then your intuition is good, right? So you're gonna find a lot of knowledge on my channel for your journey. But other than that, books is gonna help you. So that's self-help books, and for others, it's also just romantic, fantasy, whatever books, or crime books, or something that you really like. I feel like there is a lot of energy looking, not to this, right? But in this chaotic energy with twin flames relationships, devil energy and stuff like that, that books will draw you back to you. So the books that you like, and for some of you also, it's or like self-help books, right? That will keep you moving forward. So you got options, okay? And there's here with the scale representing balance. Again, when you get flexible, when you're unflexible, there's no balance, because you're just gonna keep doing what you did and getting the same results. So you need to get flexible. And again, if you have people who have rejection sensitivity dysphoria is not very flexible, because they're very stuck on their way, not very open to that there could be another way than the way I interpret things, right? They have a way of seeing the world as rejective and criticizing in general. So that's how they get affected, because there's a wound inside of you. If you have rejection sensitivity dysphoria, there's a wound inside of you that gets triggered. So it's, again, going within, meeting yourself in that and healing those parts of you, so you don't get triggered when people say something, or you don't get triggered when you did this and that. I'm sorry, my energy. This isn't that, and you're expecting a compliment. You know what I'm saying? I feel like I need to take a break now. But this is yeah, this was your reading. I hope you liked it. I do personal readings, so if you're interested in that, there's a link in the description box below. And I yeah, if you really liked this video, or yeah, it might not have been fun for you, I'm sorry. But if it resonated, let's say that, please give the video a thumbs up so we can get this out to more people who needs to hear it. And yeah, I'm sorry I had to shake you. I'm sorry there was so much tough love, but I hope that you will watch my other videos and let your intuition guide you. And I just made a video about your light. I call it your light. I'm gonna link it below if I remember. And that's all your positive sides, okay? So that's a lot of good for you. So you might want to watch that after watching this video, and you can see that there is a lot of love. I do have love, okay? I'm not this cruel person. I'm not going to shake you up every time, but I am, yeah, I do have some tough love sometimes, okay? When it's needed. So, but I do give you a big, big hug, okay? Because you're doing good. You're getting there. Like, it's the beginning. It's gonna be, yeah, but you can do it. You can do it. Okay. Till next time. Take care. Pile number 4. So you chose the seashell, and this is a video about your ancient knowledge. So I'm gonna call this pile like the ancient knowledge of the sea, or knowledge as ancients as the sea, I think. Like that must be like the beginning of the planet, right? Because we need water to create life. It's very interesting. This I collected in the Caribbean when I was traveling there when I was in my 20s, backpacking. So I'm very interested to see what's gonna show up here for you. See what we got. What wants to talk? I think the red one. Serendipity. Oh, so like creating your own happiness, I feel like, and being like very lucky. And serendipity is that happiness feeling, going with the flow, being, yeah, going with the flow, like grabbing the opportunities and creating things, right? Let's put that up here. What else we got? We've got smudging ceremony. Yeah, I like this. So, oh, I don't even have my big shell. I have a big shell, like shell like this size for my sage and for my Palo Santo wood to smudge, right? Smudging is to cleanse the energy with herbs, or with, yeah, Palo Santo is a wood type. And it's funny because, you know, there's the shell here as well, right? Something about coming back to nature. And I'm also thinking about like the ocean is like, water is representing emotion, right? When you're looking to symbolics. Yes, very. And again, smudging, like cleansing. Let's see. Circle of life. Ooh. 10 of Wands. Interesting. 10 of Wands is usually a card of heavy burdens, but like you're almost there. 10s in the tarot are endings, right? So he's been mining these crystals, and now the ending of that journey, the circle of that life, you might say, is he's coming to town to sell his crystals, or maybe give it to the king, or whatever, like where he has a deal. And then after that, the circle of life, he goes back to the mine and mines out crystals again. So there is something where I feel like there's something about, how do you say that? Like there's when you live far enough away from equator, you have the seasons, right? Because if you live close to equator, you have like a rain season, of course, and well, that is kind of a circle of life as well, because that's the same time of year every year, but I think we see it more with the seasons of the spring and summer and autumn and winter, right? There's so 4 very unique and different times of the year, and where it's very obvious that we're having this circle of life, because there's, right, in spring everything, let's say he's like in the spring he's collecting, and in the summer, in the spring he's maybe searching for new places in the cave to go dig, and when it's summer he starts digging. Like in the summer we harvest, right? We get all our plants and stuff like that, and everything blooms, and then autumn comes and we prepare for winter. The tree loses their leaves, and this guy goes to town to sell his stuff, and then the winter is returning home and resting before it all begins again, right? So I feel like your ancient knowledge is that, I think in life in general, there's these patterns and circles, but also in your body, how important it is that you rest when you feel like resting, right? There's something about listening to the body. What else? Cleanse. Wow, we're gonna put that over here with the smudging. That's so interesting. Actually, that's a dandelion. No, it's called, it looked like a dandelion. Dandelion is very cleansing for the liver. Like you can use the flower, the stem, the leaves, the root, everything. And so it's like the roots has some kind of bitter stuff. So those are like the most cleansing parts. So for like dandelion tea, for example, you can use that to cleanse the liver. But this is coltsfoot. I don't know that one, but maybe I just had to, share the dandelion knowledge here. Okay, let's see what else we got. Grieving. Again, the circle, right? Because you know that you have to... Oh, that's beautiful. I want to... Where can I put it? Is there enough room here? I think there is if we do it like this. There's this butterfly here with the grieving, right? There's something about that transformation. You have to go into the grief, and the sorrow and the pain, to relieve it, right? Otherwise it's going to store up in your body, and it's going to be heavy, and you're going to carry it around like a burden. So that's also kind of like a circle of life, like going into the pain and then releasing. It's circle of healing, you might say. And again, we have with the emotions, right? With the ocean here, going deep within and in kind of respecting the body, right? Listening to what's going on to give yourself what you really need. Fertility. Again, a circle, right? Because with the menstrual cycle and stuff like that. And fertility is, I feel like we have the circle here when you grieve and you get it out of the system, and then there's a transformation with the butterfly, and then it's very fertile afterwards, because you cleansed, right? There's a room for something new. This is very beautiful, actually. Very beautiful, peaceful, feminine energy. I feel this energy of just breathing kind of thing, right? Just breathe. Just be here. You're just here. Just be in your body. Listen to your body. Like if you're in nature, just be in nature. Listen to nature. You know what I'm saying? It's very... Yes, I like it. Yes, I like it. Blessings. Oh, that's beautiful. Can we put that here? Karma. Interesting. Stillness and solitude. Well, I kind of feel like these go together a bit. Stillness and solitude. Karma. Oh, okay. Those go together. Karma and blessings. All right, that's nice. So I feel like the stillness and the solitude we have that again with nature here, right? Sitting in nature, just being in nature, listening to nature. There's so much about, you have this ancient knowledge of cleansing. And it's a funny thing, actually, because there's 4 piles, right? And I did the 3 first piles yesterday, and then I just ran out of energy and time and sunlight. So I thought, okay, tomorrow I'm going to do the last pile, and then I always do the intro in the end. And then this is not the flower. This is not the same flower as the first 3 piles. This is that flower over here. But as you see today, it was still very beautiful, but today it's not fresh anymore. And this was actually the flower that inspired the reading, because it was so bright and beautiful. And yeah, I guess I'm going to tell about that in the intro. But so today, during the reading, I thought to myself, we're not going to use this. Like, that's not pretty to look at. And that's just, no, let's go get another flower. So I don't have any more. I only have one of those yellows. So I have some of the pink ones. So I chose one of the beautiful pink ones. This is kind of like similar to a lotus, I think. And I feel like it's the same for you. Oh, it's not, something isn't good in your life anymore. It's kind of going stale or even maybe rotting, right? So you have that ancient knowledge of cleansing and smudging and, the circle of life. Okay, we got to move on. There's the next phase. There's the next season in life. There's the next whatever, right? I can't stay the same person, or I can't stay in the same relationships or in the same job, or like there's this natural feeling of just moving along and not being stuck. I feel like if you were stuck at somewhere, you would get sick, actually physically sick. I think that maybe you experienced in your life, if you had relationships where you weren't honest with yourself, that this can be friends or romantic partners, family, whatever, but you weren't honest with yourself, so you kind of stayed longer than you should have, right? And in those cases, you usually get sick. Maybe not all the time, but when either when you're talking to the person, or if I had that, like at one point in my life, I had this friend, and every time we were going to meet up, I always got sick. Like really sick in my body. I couldn't step out of bed. I was so sick. And in the end, I had to realize this is my body telling me what I don't want to face, that this person is not good for me, right? We shouldn't be friends. And in retrospect, when I ended it, it was a fine ending, and it was, but when I look back at it, like already a couple of days later, I could see that, wow, I should have ended that long ago. That was never, there was so much, we were just so negative, and we were kind of keeping each other in the victim mentality, and oh, guess what happened to me today? Oh my God, typical. It's just, and gossip and negative energy. That's not me, I don't want to be a part of that. So yeah, of course I kept getting sick, because that wasn't me. It wasn't good for me. And I feel like you experience the same. I feel actually that you are very sensitive to this. I feel like your body, mind and spirit, like your emotions are very closely connected. So if you're lying to yourself, you can't really keep doing that, because you're going to get sick, right? Oh, I'm just going to stay in this job maybe like 3 more months, or I'm sure this relationship is going to get better, like he or she is doing their best, but and that's fine, they're doing their best, but it's still not good enough for what you need. So stop making yourself smaller, right? Stop trying to fit in where you most definitely don't fit in. You are a circle of life type of person. Like, you need the flow, right? You need to, this is where your serendipity and happiness is, when you go with the flow and listen to yourself, listen to, I want to say nature as well. Some of you are really close to nature, maybe even the ocean, right? And the little things I'm seeing, because I'm drawn to the butterfly, it's like seeing the beauty in the little things. And you don't like complaints either, and gossip and that victim mentality and stuff like that. You don't want to be in that. So there's something about solitude and stillness that withdraw. To some of you, it's a general reading, but some of you might feel better in your own company, because you get so affected by other people's emotions and words and actions and stuff like that, that it's just easier and more comfortable and pleasurable, and it's easier and happier, right, in that solitude. And that's where you get, like, solitude, stillness, that's where you can sense, because you're so sensitive. So there's like a lot of noise if you have relations or maybe watch the news, or live in a big city with a lot of things going on. I call it like big cities like New York or stuff like that. To me, it's like visual noise. I know that sounds weird because noise is usually like something auditorial, like we hear it, right? But to me, there's visual noise, so noise that you can see. That meaning ugly buildings, a chaotic, a lot of people, big screens, flashing commercials or pictures, or things that doesn't go together, buildings that doesn't go together, and like there's no nature, or maybe there's one tree like totally out of alignment with everything. Like, what I'm saying? That's kind of visual noise to me. Like, there's no harmony and there's no kind of togetherness. There's no wholeness, I want to say. It's not working together like nature are. Nature is working together. So nature can be chaotic in the way that can be like 6 different type of trees in the forest, but they're all working. It works. It works. They're working together, and then there's bushes, and then there's lakes, and then there's animals. It works. It makes sense. Big cities doesn't make sense. It's like visual noise, right? So I feel like you are very sensitive to that as well. And you need a lot of cleansing also, I feel, because you're taking in other people's energy. What I do myself, I don't do it, sorry, I don't do it anymore, but when the beginning on my spiritual journey, in a dream, I was shown to put black obsidian on my aura. So it was shown like the aura around you for like an eggshell, right? So you're inside the egg, and the eggshell is the aura. And I was shown like that was also kind of an egg, actually taking I don't know, it was an egg, taking the black obsidian and kind of melting it, I guess, on top of that for the aura. So it's running down the sides of the aura, right? So your aura, I was actually worried at that time when I started doing this, what about people who can see aura? Because my aura is going to be black obsidian, right? Obsidian is lava glass. So it's kind of, I think it's because it's so high, it's been so high in temperature, I guess. And then it turned into, like, there's this ash and stuff like that. Then it turned into glass. Glass is usually the glass we know from windows and stuff like that. When that was invented, to my knowledge, is sand corn in extreme heat. Something like that. So there is something about, that extreme heat to kind of, I don't know, melt it. Anyways, so I used to envision that black obsidian on my aura to keep out the negative, like not to keep it out, actually more to repel it, because I was doing this at a time where I was getting a lot of how do you say that, deceased, dead people, right, trying to communicate me. I was very, very sensitive at that time, and I wasn't ready to be in communication with that other world. So that's when they showed me. So it worked really well, and I learned to set boundaries as well. The more I set boundaries towards my living relations or people in my living life, the easier it is to have those boundaries with the dead as well, because they know I mean it, right? I'm firm in it. I practiced it, right? Because they feel the energy. So to me, that was important before I stepped into that world of speaking to the dead, right? Anyhow, so that was more like the black obsidian was more of a way to keep, because the energy of dead people, they would be able to sense my aura and being protected and being repelling. After that, I started to, instead of the black obsidian, I started to use crystal quartz on my aura, because in that way the sun could still come in, but the rain would keep out. And so that was more of deflecting the living, right? To be in the living world. So I feel like there's something about finding your way. This could be it, but there could be other, like it's a general reading where you could try this. But the thing with the aura, I don't do it anymore. I think it's just a part of my aura now. So I don't have to smudge. I don't have to cleanse. I still do it sometimes. Like if I move into a new home or something like that, or I feel like there's really bad energy, if just maybe I had a visitor, that I didn't really like and I'm not comfortable with or whatever, then I can smudge. Or I can do it with clients, right? If I'm out in their houses and I feel like I need to clean the energy here. You can also smudge people, like cleanse them with sage or Palo Santo or whatever. Do that to yourself as well. But I don't usually cleanse energy. I'm more aware of what I'm letting into my aura or my energy field, right? And you guys, my camera stopped recording in the middle of that, and I don't know how much I was missing. So yeah, that kind of bums me out. Anyhow, I think I need to wrap this up because I feel like I'm just so tired of this. It did the same thing in the video, like pile 1, and I had to start over. I'm not starting over in this because it's just, I want to finish this video. But what I want to give to you here in the end is saying that, and it was so annoying because it was so beautiful, everything I was saying, like this, like you have this fairy energy and you live in this, like it's so, you guys, I'm sorry, but I don't have the energy to convey it again. And that's the thing, when I channel, right? It comes out of me. I don't remember like every word I'm saying. So what you need to know is what's important going forward. With your ancient knowledge here of you have a very pure way of being in the world, and you need to cleanse energy, you need to set boundaries, you need to be very aware of the relationships you have in your life and be very mindful of it. I want to say that it makes, like, I'm not saying you should be lonely and not have relationships, but I'm saying that for a lot of you, it's a generating. It would do a lot of good to have this solitude and stillness, and for a lot of you, that's in nature. And while you're creating your boundaries and while you're learning what is draining to you, or where you get pulled into other people's energy, or where you get affected by them, right? Because that's what it kind of gets you sick. And I'm so bummed about this, you guys. I had a really bad day today, but I really wanted to finish the video, and I talked about that as well. I don't know if that's in the clip or the one that got cut away, that I feel like the reason why I'm sitting in this energy, I have like a kind of sorrow energy. Everything's okay, but I was really scared earlier today, and I was afraid of losing my soul kitty. But yeah, that's too, like, there's a sorrow in you, I feel like, because the other part was so enthusiastic, right? And that there's a sorrow when we are so clean and sensitive and maybe even a little fragile living in this world. Like, I feel personally that I am a tree. I know that sounds ridiculous, or maybe I'm a fairy, or maybe the energy of that is, I belong in the woods. I belong with the other trees, where we have community and where we help each other and where we are lifting each other and healing each other and stuff like that, right? Creating community and diversity. That's who I am, or where I belong. But you can't really find that in the world. That's not how the world is. The world is very individualistic and very like everyone for their own self, and everyone's has their own back, and they don't have time to help. And it's very hard to find that community. And even when you find community, people are still not a tree or a fairy, or I'm not saying I'm a fairy, but that energy. And that's what I'm feeling from you. You have a very fairy energy, a very in nature energy. You don't do well with all the noise and like visual noise as well, and chaos and negative energies. You get kind of swept up in it. And I don't know why I was saying this, but I think that was really good too, and important, that representing the ocean, right? We have that Sometimes the ocean can be totally still, and that's who you are in the stillness and solitude. That's who you are. But when you get pulled into other people's energy, that's when the waves get high and stormy, and that's when kind of like a part of them lives inside of you, because you're so affected by who they are. You're so in tune to the world around you, right, and people around you. So it's so important to find people that are calm and doesn't we can all struggle with something, but that they're not stuck mentally on that, or emotionally on that, like in the victim mentality or something. Like they're interested in moving forward. They're interested in the circle of life again, right? Always moving forward, and try to cleanse that energy, transform it, sit in it, release it, stuff like that. That's such a nature thing to do, to sit in it, release it, and then moving forward. I'm so tired. I feel like, and I haven't felt like this for a long time, and I don't think it's mine. I think it's your feeling, actually. You're so tired of this world, and there's a lot of sorrow in you that it's so difficult to be in this world because you're so pure. And I don't think you see yourself as pure. I just think you see yourself as maybe sensitive or maybe even fragile. But the truth is, it's because you're pure. It's because you're very connecting with everything, right? And you want the best for everybody, and you have you want to give these blessings, right? And so it's very hard to be in this world that is so chaotic and so polluted, right? So you need to, it's very important going forward to honor that ancient knowledge and wisdom in you, to make sure you are in spaces that are cleansed. That doesn't mean you have to cleanse all the time. I don't cleanse my home. I live in the woods. I don't need to cleanse the energy here. It's not getting polluted by anything. It's very grounded here and calm, right? And so it doesn't mean you have to cleanse all the time, but it does mean that you have to have cleansed spaces. So the energy has to be calm, serenity, the stillness, right? You have to be able to feel yourself and be able to look into what is my emotions and what are other people's emotions, so you can differentiate and pick it apart, say that's not mine, so you can kind of energetically give it back, or at least just release it from your own energy field, right? So it's very important for you to have that cleansed spaces in your life, and it's important to set boundaries. And with that, I mean that be clear and honest with yourself, what you need in life and what you definitely don't need. And stay away from what you don't need. You can't change it. You can't change other people. Be honest, and I want to say respect who they are. So even though if they're people that has a victim mentality or gossip a lot or complaining, then respect that that's them. I know they have good sides too, of course, and we like them, but it's not a match. It's not good for your body. It's not good for the energy field around you. You're gonna get sick if you're hanging around people like that. So you have to let them go. It's so important to you that you have these clear, that you have people in your life that also has a clear energy field, like you do, like a pure energy field. That doesn't mean we can't trigger each other. We're still people, but that means that we wish the best for each other, and we wish to communicate and find each other when things go wrong, right? Instead of creating drama. So cleansed spaces, making boundaries, it's very important. And then, when you know your boundaries, when you know what's important to you, the good stuff you want in your life, but also what you definitely don't want in your life, then you can really start to make, find your tribe, because that's when you can kind of say this, I think you give people too many chances. That's what I want to say, actually. So, yeah, I think to lose the sorrow, you need to find people like you. And to find people like you, you have to be able to set boundaries. And to be able to set boundaries, you need to have the cleansed energy spaces that you're in, where you can feel you and know what's you and know what's others' feelings, right? And then be honest with yourself with I can't do victim mentality. And I can't do that where we point fingers at everybody else and it's always their fault. That doesn't mean that person is a bad person. That's just their survival mechanism. But it's not going to work for me. And I'm honest about that with myself. So as soon as I see that in another person, I recognize this is how they work. That's not going to work for me. So I'm not going to go deeper into this relationship. I'm going to move further away from it, right? And it's the same for you. You need to realize what drains you, what makes your sea stormy, right? And then you're going to have to learn to see it in other people by listening to what's happening inside of you. And the more you're in stillness and solitude and calmness, the more that gets to be your baseline. So it's easier when our baseline is calm. It's easier to recognize, oh, something is being stirred inside of me right now. Because if we're always in that stormy weather or some kind of waves, there's always something stirring, then we can't feel if something new is coming in to be stirring, because it's already stirring. So we have to have that baseline of calmness to realize, okay, something is stirring. Is it my emotions, or is it something I'm sensing in them, or is it something that doesn't work for me? Like, let's say it's a victim mentality in the other person. That doesn't have to be that you go into their victim mentality, or that they're affecting you and you go into victim mentality, but it can stir something inside of you because it's a chaotic emotion. Victim mentality, it's chaotic. It's about drawing in energy from other people. It's not balanced, right? And that's what you're sensing in your body. Your body's so sensitive, like a tree, right? So you're gonna recognize, if you're in the calmness, it's going to be much easier to recognize there's something here that's rattling my leaves. There's a wind here, and I need to examine, is it me? Is it them? Is it something here is not working? And it's, don't just cut people off, but examine. Because there's also, like, it might be something to learn about yourself, of course, but like sometimes if we're afraid of loving someone and we get close to them and we love them, then that can stir. Of course, we get scared, so that stirs something inside of us, and that's not that person's fault. Then that's because we're afraid to love, right? So we have to look at that so we don't cut them off, because they're actually good for us. They're teaching us, they're showing us our triggers so we can heal them, right? That doesn't mean we have to. No, you don't have to have the relationship with a lot of triggers. That's not what I'm saying. Because you can't handle that. You get sick from that. I'm saying that sometimes, we can still trigger each other because we're only human, right? That's what I'm saying. Don't cut everybody off. But you need to have practice discernment, and you need to practice boundaries and find the stillness as your baseline. Because the sorrow here and kind of like the feeling of giving up, right, is because you are putting your energy into relationships that can never flourish. You want to give people a chance instead of being honest with yourself and saying, okay, I see this, there's a victim mentality in this person here, and I like so many other things about them, but I just know that doesn't work for me, and I can't change them. So I'm just gonna accept the situation and say, this is not a relationship I can move forward with, because I'm never going to be in the stillness and solitude. You can't with the person that's in victim mentality, because that's chaotic, unbalanced energy. Yeah. And I want to say, you're gonna love again. You're going to love again. You're going to open yourself up again. You need to set those boundaries, and you need to find that calmness inside of you, because that's where you set boundaries and you feel, and then you can see your people. Because they're showing me your people are glowing, but you can't see it because you're in this, if you're in the city, let's say New York, right, and there's all these big screens popping up with commercials, how are you going to see the commercial that's right for you? Because there's so many different commercials making noise, right? Or maybe the tribe is metaphorically a penny on the ground, but you are always looking up at all these big screens. Do you know what I'm saying? Do you get it? You're looking in all the wrong places because it's so chaotic, and really you need to just breathe and sit in stillness and be you. And be true to you, because you deserve that, to be true to you. And with that, you can spot who's your people and who's not your people. Yes, so yeah, I'm very sorry the video got cut off. I'm gonna have to look at that. That's annoying. That's but I do feel like God to say what you needed to hear. And yeah, if you need a personal reading, I do personal readings. I'm gonna link. There's a link in the description box where you can go to my Facebook page and send me a message. I have a post in the beginning of the page. I don't know how you say that. Stitch post, I guess, on my Facebook page that explains how I do readings, how to book them, and the price and everything like that. So if you like this video, please give the video a thumbs up so we can get out to more people who needs to hear this. And it's gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay. I love you. I want to say I love you. I don't know why, but that's just like from one tree person to another, from one fairy to another. It's gonna be okay. I know it is, because I've been where you are, and I'm not past it. I'm not fully there, but I'm very much on my way. And it's my life is blossoming at the moment. Not today. Today was a scare, but it's gonna get better again. In general, it's blossoming. It's gonna be good for you too. So yeah, final forward, that's all I have for you. Thanks for watching. Until next time, take care.